that means West Adelaide are obviously kicking to the northern end. It is just about game time here. Your first caller will be the doyen of football commentators in his 34th year of calling football, Dennis Brown.
Yeah, been a long time, Smitty. Games certainly changed over the years. And umpire Richard Fox has the footy. He's about to start both West Adelaide and Central District's footy season off. Not a big crowd. Probably be a bit disappointed with the crowd here. Although a lot of them are looking for the shade of the trees.
Give look around by the
The umpire holds the ball aloft and it's about to be thumped into the turf to start this game here at the Elizabeth Oval between the Bloods and the Doggies. Down it goes into a pack of players immediately. Watkins actually threw it out. The ball is still there. Came to one of the gowns. Not sure which one it was, but the ball came out to centre wing towards the grandstand side. Leading is Hamlin now for the Doggies. Picks it up and bangs it up towards centre wing. A good kick, but it's fallen short of its target. A chance for the Bloods to pick it up. Oh, the player went without the footy. Magnificent pick up and handball there by James Gown, and the Doggies are away. Came to Healy. Healy into the centre, and the mark taken there by Brett Guerra. Guerra now puts it quickly onto the left boot. Didn't look. Poor kick, and Dominic Cassisi takes the mark at half back for the Bloods.
Cassisi's got plenty of time. Bangs it out towards the outer side. Good mark out there by Barrett. Barrett on the right foot now into the attack. Shocking kick, chopped off by Hay.
Two bad skill errors from both sides so far, and these have cost them dearly.
Certainly have. Hay got it to Rady by foot out towards Healy, the skipper. On the left foot, good-looking kick, bounces in front of his teammate. Back inside now, back to Guerra. Gets back into his favoured left foot. Cassisi did it well, smothered the ball. Ball in dispute. Umpire comes and says, give me the nut, fellas, and I'll bounce it on the outer side. Couple of minutes gone. No score on the board, Smithy.
Yeah, no score at this stage, but two skill errors there, one by Centrals and one by West Adelaide. The ball has been turned over very, very quickly. Maybe nerves playing a part at the start of this game.
Yes, and Heath Hopwood connected with his own player there in Guerra when he went to thump the ball away. The ball has been bounced, taken by Toomey. Hurry kick to centre wing, and taking the mark out there is Barrett for the Blood. Centre wing outer side of the Elizabeth Oval, played in very, very hot conditions here today, as Barrett now will centre the ball. He goes towards the centre half forward at the back, up high, almost a mark there to Rutten. Was it? Might have been. It was. The ball come loose though, and up towards centre wing it comes. Player being manhandled there for the Dogs, but the ball spills loose. Away comes Cassisi. Good tackle, but he got the handball away, and through comes Han. He got the handball away for West Adelaide. A chance now, beautifully picked up there for the Bloods by Munn. Munn got the handball back. Here's a chance now as the ball is kicked up in towards full forward there by Shoeback. There's no one home. In fact, it's almost bounced through. Has it? Wait on the goal umpire. I think it's a sausage roll. It's a goal to the Bloods, an amazing set of circumstances. The ball sort of drifted in. The central player back there had an opportunity, couldn't touch it in time, and the first goal on the board to West Adelaide.
Yeah, good play there by Munn. It was actually Shoeback that kicked the goal, but Munn set the play up, got the ball over to Shoeback, and he had an open goal square. The Central District's player, I think, might have misread the ball there, because it did bounce in the goal square and bounce through. And nevertheless, on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, West Adelaide have drawn first blood. They go to one straight goal. They lead Central Districts yet to score, and we played just under 3 minutes on the Ducks hot water time clock.
Yes, Shoeback in his first game of footy with his first kick, kicks a goal, enters an elite company. Ball bounced down now out towards Toomey. Gets a kick forward towards his forward 50. Rutten charges hard at the footy. Can't complete it. Danny Stevens comes in. Chopped off, however, by Lowther, taken high. Umpire comes in and says, have a free kick, son.
Yeah,
another skill error.
Good decision, that.
Another skill error.
It was a good decision by Dara Ryan. Lowther's got the footy. Looks a likely type. Not overly tall, but looks like he's going to get in and under. Bangs it into the forward 50. The pack set itself. Big spoil at the back by Benny Marsh. Comes down, crumb by Howard. Fed it out towards Backwell. Can he feed the handball across? Smothered well by the way the Doggies defence. Shoeback's in there again. Tight on the boundary line. Squeezes the left foot around, but he's missed a lot. Tight angle out on the full. The kick will come in from the Doggies.
One good thing about the West Adelaide side so far is that every time they've had someone go up for the mark, they've had a player down there crumbing, and it's been very, very good. Whether it's been the small men of the Eagles, we haven't seen too much of the small men of the Doggies so far. Haven't called Marco Bello at this stage.
Hay kicks the ball out to half-back now. Chance for the Bloods, for the Doggies, I should say, and trying to pick up the player out there. It might be Hicks, it was. He brings it up towards centre wing. Here's a chance as Chris Gowns has got it now for the Doggies in the centre of the Elizabeth Oval. He'll bang a high ball towards half forward on the outer side. Up they go from behind the West Adelaide defence. Punch it down the ground. Kick off the ground metres. Well done by the Bloods as he comes out here to Toomey. Toomey will put it up towards half forward. He's looking for Rutten, who's in front and takes the mark. He was in front of his opponent then, and that was in fact Hicks. Oh, the handball has almost put his Barrett under pressure, and the Parsons a beauty to beat Marsh, who falls over at the last minute but completes the mark, and he'll line up for goal about 45 metres out.
Again there where the mark was taken by Rutten, he had two players right in front of him to feed off, and he did that very well to the running player, and that player then found Marsh on the lead. Now Marsh should line up on a 45-degree angle around about 40 metres out, and he's right in front of the scoreboard, which reads at the moment West Adelaide are leading by a straight goal. Big Marsh, he played pretty well in the...
straight goal, didn't it?
Well, that's right, yeah. He's played in the AFL, comes in with a kick. The drop punt's on its way. The umpire's moved far too far, and it's gone through for a minor score. So the first minor score of the season 2002 on 5 RPH football goes to the West Adelaide side. They go to 1 goal, 1-7 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. They lead Central Districts yet to score. And we played 5.5 minutes courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, and we do thank them for their support.
Adam Swatala, the 23-year-old, back from the Bombers. He'll bring the footy in, goes to the outer side. Player under pressure was Hicks. Good spoil though, and the Doggies back up again. In there is Hayes, happy to see it over. So in front of the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, we'll have a boundary thrown about 20 metres around from goal.
Thought the Doggies might have got a free kick there.
What for?
Was a little bit high, DB. Umpire called to play it on.
Yeah.
Marsh is at the back, taps it beautifully to the check side. Back ball was taken high. Umpire says play on. Squeeze the handball out only far as Schooler. Schooler fed it out towards Hopwood. Manages to squeeze the kick, tumble punt towards the boundary line, looking for touch and finding it. So he gained about 40 yards. So the ball is between wing and half forward on the outer side. Beautiful day here at Elizabeth. And umpire will throw the ball back in.
Big Watkins in opposition to Schooler. The ball tapped down, no one can take it cleanly. Watkins ends up with the foot, he gave it to Backwell. Backwell in turn gave it there to Toomey, I think it was. He goes bang away to the right-hand side for another minor score. So West Adelaide missing opportunities here. They go to 2-1-8 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. The Doggies yet to score.
One thing about the West Adelaide side is they are running the ball very well. They are using the numbers that are around the fall of the ball, and as we see the Doggies kick the ball out, they've done just the same.
Ball brought out towards Healy. He's in front of Big Benny Rutten. Swings around onto the favoured left foot and goes towards centre wing. Target up there was Walton.
Good grab.
Took a good catch. Umpire paid it. In front of Dabrowski. He's just backward of centre wing. So he's got a fair way to go to goal. Goes towards half forward. Cowans is pushed out into the ball. Umpire calls play on. Ball in dispute. McGowan's got it. Fed it towards Bello. That's his first kick off the side towards Aguera. Took a strong mark in front of Cassisi. You watch him swing on the left. He'll set this up. He goes long and high to the goal square, looking for Hamlin, I think it is. Couldn't complete the mark. Dre was back there, spoiled it beautifully. Hamlin went in and got it again out towards Slade. Sold the puck, came back towards Cowan's goal. Clever play by Slade. Didn't panic under the pump, and he just gave it oh so easily towards Luke Cowans, and we've got a goal. So the Doggies are on the board. One straight goal, 6, trail the Bloods 1-2-8. That's on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And thanks to Northern Paving Centre, let's check scores from around the grounds.
Yes, Port Adelaide and the Eagles 1-1, 7 points apiece, and Tasmania 1 for 51. Scores thanks to the Northern Paving Centre. Back to Elizabeth Oval.
Yeah, great play there by Slade there to have presence of mind to get past the big fella from West Adelaide. Give the quick handball over to Luke Cowan, who posted Central District's first goal.
Yeah, Westies really did mess it up here at centre wing when they had three players almost to go against each other, and of course the loose ball ended in a goal. The ball taken out of the centre by Backwell, a left footer, a high ball. Up they go, thumped away from behind there by the player there in McIntyre, was it? Not sure. McArdle, I should say. And the ball is taken by Hay. He'll go out towards half back, and the mark taken out there for the Doggies by McGowan. McGowan now in towards the player there in Hamlin. He'll go up towards half forward. Up they fly. No one can take the mark. Offhand almost taken by Bello. He went without the footy. Back into a pack of players it goes. And the umpire has no option but to bounce it between centre and half forward out of sight of the Elizabeth Oval.
Yeah, Marco Bello there starting to get himself into the game. We do know that he does run from both ends of the ground. He's a fantastic reader of the play and just slipped through his hands then.
Watkins tapped it down towards Scotty Hahn. He's on hands and knees looking for touch. Cowan's come in and stole it. Had his kick partly smothered towards Healy. Barrett's in there as well. Slick Hamble towards Backwell. Fed it again towards Toomey. He just runs his measure on the left now, looking at his options. Bangs it towards centre for the target is Ed Richardson. Can't complete the marker. Raider did it beautifully at the back of the pack. In there is Shoeback. Back towards Richardson. Crashes the pack. On the right foot around the corner looking for Big Benny Rutten or Ben Marsh. Marsh fed it back towards Backwell. Taken high. Ducked his chutney. Umpire said play on. Marsh off one step. Goes to goal. What's the umpire say? Good enough, I think. Well played, big fella. He just steadied on that right foot, took one step, Smithy, and he put it straight through the high diddle.
Oh, he certainly did. It was a great play there by the West Adelaide Rover there, who got caught high, as DB did call, as Unnies did call, but it was a good decision to play on because he did duck the chutney, got the handball over Benny Marsh. He saw the open goal, off 2 steps, went bang, and has kicked West Adelaide second. So there goes the score to 2 goals, 2-14. They lead Central District's 1 straight goal on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, and we played 10 minutes courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, in which conditions are pretty hot at the moment, DB.
Yes,
pretty hot.
Speaking of Ducks Hot Water, as the umpire's about to bounce the footy once again. Down it goes, up they go. No one can actually, big Cowan got the tap down. The Bloods come away with the footy, though, ends up with Cassisi on the left boot. He goes up towards half forward. Big pack of players will set themselves. Hay was in front, dropped the mark. Big Rutten with sheer strength burst through the pack, got the handball away, but it missed its target. There's a chance for the Bloods, but the umpire saw a player grabbed too high was Hereda, and he takes the free kick. Hereda straight out to half back, and the mark taken out there by Hopwood. Yep. Hopwood it is, half back for the Doggies. He'll go further afield to Hicks, who's drifted down. No, it's not Hicks. In fact, it's McArdle. McArdle will go up towards half forward. Hahn was at the back. The ball has clean bowled everybody. Here's a chance for Slade if he can pick up the footy. He's got it now. Goes one way, then the other. How he did that, I'll never know. Then finally got it back. The left footer up towards half forward. But the mark taken there for the Bloods by Norman. Norman gave it to his teammate in Cassisi. Cassisi out to Backwell. Got plenty of time. He's got no one within Cooey. Then puts it towards the half-back flank, and the mark taken there for West Adelaide by Munn. Munn goes up towards the centre wing position.
Good mark.
Kicking across, taking the mark was Hicks. He got the handball over to his teammate and put it up towards Healy. Healy will swing onto the left boot now. Oh, good tackle and forced him to kick poorly. Then he dropped the ball as he went to go and get it again. He goes in after the ball's being held to him. Careful, the umpire might ping you here, but no, it's a play on. The ball's into a pack of players, and there'll be a bounce down between centre and half forward grandstand side.
Interesting point there, DB, was that there was 5 West Adelaide players to 3 Central Districts players in that tackle, and you often know that if there's the numbers around the ball, you normally get that. West Adelaide had 5 to Central's 3.
Watkins pushed Schuller out of the way, got towards Dre. Munn's got it now. Threw it a handball out towards Backwell. Backwell's getting plenty of the footy in this first quarter. Steadies now on the right foot. Good looking kick towards Benny Rutten. Hit him on the chest. He's a loping lump of a lad. Had it, almost lost it. Got it over a teammate in Toomey. Toomey fed it by hand to Barrett. He runs his measure, goes short to Benny Marsh. He's outside 50. Probably just on his range, just steadies now.
He's got no one to go to. He's got the 2 defenders in the goal square.
Look at his options. He just steadies the ball, goes short. Stubbed his toe, I think, as he kicked it. Got it towards Toomey, inside 50. Towards the forward pocket. Barrett had it, then lost it. The Doggies have numbers and they'll clear. Outside towards McArdle, playing in an unfamiliar position in the back line today. Good looking kick towards Ricky McGowan. He's got plenty of the footy as well. In fact, it was Gowan's. Kick towards half forward. Bello had it. When lost it, good spoil at the back of the pack. Ball in dispute. There is Howard. Ball partly smothered. I'll tell you what, it's tough out there. It's hot, but they're not giving any quarter to the players this afternoon. Toomey's got it again. Fed it towards a teammate. Sold the pup back to Toomey. He steadies now. I'll tell you what, they're out on their legs looking towards quarter time. Big fly by Shoeback at the back. Good spoil was the option. Hicks came in. He was wrapped up. Ball still in dispute. Umpire, please blow your whistle. Give the blokes a rest. They're looking for touch. They found it. Boundary thrown on the outer side in front of the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter, Smithy.
I think the commentator was looking for a rest there. He didn't take a breath.
You were right too, actually.
As the throw in, the ball was thumped up towards the half-forward line, but it's all the Doggies. As they're coming away was Hamlin. He got it over the top, gave it to Gowns. Looks like Jimmy Gowns, who puts it on the right boot up towards half-forward, but that's a poor kick by Jimmy.
See, that's what we talk about, TB. 4-1 there, 4-1.
Yeah, gave it to Watkins. Watkins over to Dre. Dre will bang it now back towards the centre of the ground. The doggies go up. They should have taken that. They lost it. Here's a chance now for Ed Richardson. He was pushed from behind, said the umpire, and Eddie Richardson will go back. He attempts to play on. He's got a Guernsey loose at half forward. The kick's on its way, and the mark taken by Cassisi. He'll run into the open goal. Goes bang from about 20 metres out and puts it through for another sausage roll to the blood. They go to 3 goals to 20 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. The doggies just the one straight goal. And courtesy of Northern Paving, let go round the grounds.
Port Adelaide 2-3-15 lead the Eagles 1-2-8 and Tasmania 1-54 thanks to Northern Paving Centre. Let's go back to the Elizabeth Oval.
Yeah, good play there by Ed Richardson. Really is a dominant force in SANFL football, whether it be at centre-half forward or centre-half back. He's the target there at centre-half forward, got the ball over to Cassisi. Cassisi ran into an open goal and registered his first goal for the year. So West Adelaide now 20 points. They lead the central side 6 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
The Dogs in control.
No, they're not.
Well, they were. I mean, the Bloods are in control. Thanks, DB. Ball out towards Healy. He's in front of Dre. Good matchup, actually, because he's young Dre. He's got a lot of talent. Ordinary looking kick. Hahn chopped it off. Runs through. Almost has run down from behind. Backwell got it towards Dre. He's under the pump.
Free kick. That's a good decision.
Was a good decision. Umpire called a free kick. It'll go back towards Cassisi. He was pulled off the footy.
Pushed in the back, actually.
Pulled off the footy, pushed in the back. Doesn't matter. He's got the nut. Kicks it out towards half forward. Backwell had it spoiled from him by Guerra. And I tell you what, Backwell is covering some territory, DB, and getting plenty of it.
And you just wonder how much this heat's going to sap his strength, because he's certainly covering some ground, as you said. Undies the boundary umpire about to throw it in. Watkins at the back, Cowan. The ball comes to ground into a pack of players. The doggies could emerge here or kicked off the ground just when the doggie was going to pick it up. Raider went without it. Here's a chance, though, for the player in, it looked like Spatala. He couldn't do much with it. The doggies have got it now through Hopwood. He kicks it up towards the centre of the ground. Oh, misjudging it was Chris Cowan. Through they come, taken by Howard, then pushes it past. The ball, yes, he had an opportunity. The free kick will go to Healy. Healy outside his range will put it towards the big lead at the back of the big fella who takes the big scholar. He'll run into the open goal and pop through the doggies. Second goal. They go to 2 straight goals, 12. The Bloods are 3-2-20 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, Howard there just trying to do too much with the ball, trying to dodge and weave too much. He had players around him that he could have given it off to first. Good tackle there by Healy. Healy knew straight away what to do with it. Get it down long to the big fella there in the goal screw on his own. And that player there was Paul Scholar, who took the mark, ran around and ran into the open goal to register his first goal. So good play there by the doggies. We've played just over 20 minutes here on the Ducks hot water time clock, and it is stifling hot here. The players are looking for that quarter time break.
Commentators are probably looking for it as well. It is warm here in the back of the grandstand. Nevertheless, the umpire throws a footy. Shoeback to the bottom of the pack. Gowans has got it. He's tackled us by Norman. Norman fed it towards Toomey. Toomey had the ball partly smothered. Ball in there by ball player in dispute. Goal kicked out towards centre wing by Danny Stevens. Bouncing footy in front of the 5 RPH commentary team sees and finds touch. That's at the interchange gate. So the umpire will throw the footy in. We've played about 20 minutes of this first quarter.
16 minutes and 48 seconds of this first quarter.
No doubt about it, Smitty. As the ball is thrown in, Watkins at the back. Magnificent tap down. That was an absolute gem. Gave it to Norman. Norman up towards half forward. Marsh in front. The ball through his hands at the back. Herrera should gather. Does so. Gives it over to Hopwood. Hopwood coming around or trying to get onto his left boot and then handball it to Stephen. Put him under pressure. He's got to get out. Can do that, though, with a good handball now to Herrera. Starting to put it together a little bit better. The doggies up towards the half forward line. The ball thumped away. Through comes Bello. He went without the footy. Chance now for West Adelaide. The kick up by Howard up towards half forward. Or centre wing, actually. A chance now for Schwatala. Dodges one way. Sells the dummy. Then kicks it up towards the lead there of Slade. And Slade will take the mark right in front of the commentary position for the Dogs.
Slade's got it. And umpire Dara Ryan's ping Munn for not coming back as instructed. Munn's not overly pleased with that result, so he'll bring, 25-metre penalty. Slater will be right on 50. Beyond his range, you watch him, he'll pop to the top of the square. The tall timber wandered back. Couple of leading options. Schuller was one. That's where he eventually goes. Good-looking kick. Guerra come in and chopped it off as the ball dipped. So Guerra will have a shot from goals from 45 metres directly in front. No problem for this talented left footer.
What do you call a lucky pass, that one?
Well, I thought the pass was very good, but that play all stemmed back from here, from Ben Richards, from big Benjamin Marsh not taking the ball. He attacked the ball and he was a little bit soft with his hands. The ball did bounce down, then Central's rebounded it down, and it's ended up with Guerrera, who will line up from directly in front and kick from around about 45 metres. And Guerrera is a very, very good kick of the ball, as we know. He has played a lot in defence. He's now having a shot at goal. Comes in, the drop punt's on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot, and the cheer squad has said that's okay with me, and he kicks his first. And Central Districts now go to 3 straight goals, 18. They trail the Dogs. They trail the Bloods, I should say, 3 goals to 20, and we've played just under
about
19 minutes on the Ducks hot water time clock. And the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard tells it's 2 points the difference. But good play there by Guerrera to get into that spot there, DB.
Yes, Slade was actually looking for Scholar, who was leading straight down the centre corridor, but the kick...
So they had the options, didn't they? They had two options there.
There was a West Adelaide player about 2 metres away from Guerra, but luckily for Slade, he put it to the right, and Guerra just happened to be there. The ball tapped down, taken by Toomey in the centre, kicks it up towards half forward. Hopwood will be there first, then tapped it on, looking for his teammate in Hicks. Hicks controls the ball beautifully, then got the handball back to Hopwood. Hopwood will swing it onto the right boot. There's a couple of doggies out at centre wing. One of those is Bello. He takes the mark now and will come onto the left boot and put it up towards half forward. The lead is on from Jimmy Gowns, and the doggies starting to put it together. Jimmy Gowns will bang it in towards the centre half forward. Poor kick from Gowns though, and the mark taken there by Norman. He handballed the 2 players. One of those is Munn. Munn will go onto the right boot and put it towards the centre wing position. Leading in the race for the ball is Rutten. He's a mile in front of his opponent. Gathers in the footy and a long handball. Gee whiz, that's flaunting with danger. And the
lucky.
It's held, and that was Norman for the Bloods.
Yeah, it was a bad handball there. It was a bad handball because it was 3-1 there, and lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, and I just saw West Adelaide play. Didn't want the hard ball. Luckily for them though, they've still got it, and it comes now to the player of Lothar. He goes to ground, and there'll be a Barrett it is, and there'll be a bounce down centre between centre and half forward for the Bloods.
Yeah, Benny Rutten then turned around and handballed the ball to the running West Adelaide player. There was 3 Centrals players around him. That handball had to be spot on. It wasn't, and the ball then was turned over.
Throw it's up over 20 players just outside the 50. Comes down towards a Norman. Ball kicked off the ground, but it's partly smothered. Cassisi's got it. Gets a quick kick away towards the forward line. Richardson in between 2 players. Backwell's there. So's Hay. Hay sees it over, so he rushed behind. He was happy to see it over. They had the numbers, but probably the most conservative choice. 3-3-20, 3-1-19, the Doggies. They trail the Bloods 3-2-20 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard as we're just clicking into time on.
We certainly are.
All right, the ball kicked back to Bello, who takes the mark. Still in a defensive 50 for the Dogs. Looking for options further afield. Not too many forthcoming, so he goes way to the back pocket, looking for Hicks again. The ball bounces in front of him, then he grabs it and then kicks it to Jimmy Gowns. Hill will handball over the top, gives it to Hay. Hay will put it on the left boot now, and the long kick from Hay up towards half forward. At the back, it could be Dre in the van as he's taken the mark. He's got the footy anyway, and then tips it towards the lead at centre wing off Cassisi, and Dominic Cassisi's got it. Centre wing, outer side for the Bloods. He'll bring it into the centre. Who's he looking for there? The kick is okay, marked by Toomey. He gets it over the top, and what's happening here? The umpire said...
it's going to go against
not sure what
Marsh, and it will go to Healy.
It was for shepherding, yep.
Shepherding, so the kick now taken by Healy in the centre of the Elizabeth Oval.
22 minutes gone, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, and it's a 3-point ball game in favour of the Bloods on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. It's 3-3 West Adelaide. They lead Central Districts 3 straight goals.
Kick from Healy now, up towards full forward. Up they fly, the ball straight through the hands of the handball.
Beautiful
Rick Norton from Sculler, I think it was. Come to Danny Stevens, who went bang, and he put it through. That was terrific football. The handball actually came from Murray Hamblin like green lightning, and Danny Stevens didn't let his teammate down. The Doggies on fire. They've kicked 4 straight goals. That takes them to 24 behind. Westies 3-3-21 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, courtesy of Northern Pavings. Let's go around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 2-5-17 lead the Eagles 2-2-14. Tasmania 1-58, and Kensington in the A-grade District Cricket Grand Final 2-149. Scores thanks to Northern Paving Centre. Back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, 4 goals here. Central Districts have kicked to 3-3, and a beautiful handball there to give Central Districts their 4th goal.
Good bounce by the umpire. No one got a clear possession. Kick forward into the forward 50 for the Bloods, but chopped off by Fighting Harada. Fed it to his teammate in Hay, who lopes away and kicks on that long left foot towards half forward. Good spoil at the back by the Blokes defence. By Dabrowski got it towards Cassisi. Cassisi measured the kick beautifully towards Barrett. Another short kick towards Backwell. It's probably his 10th possession in this quarter. Certainly got the better of the match-up against Bello. Towards Cassisi, who kicks into the goal square. Looking forward to Ed Richardson. Good spoil over the back. Crumb, however, by Shoeback, I think it was, on the left foot. What's he done? Probably could have taken a bit more time, and he's kicked a point. But he was certainly sitting front and square in the perfect spot, Smithy, to take full advantage of that spoil down.
No question of that. It was a great spot to be in.
I like this goal umpire. No trickery there. He immediately tapped himself and walked to the behind and let us all know it was a behind. The ball is kicked out to the back pocket. Looks like that man Hopwood again. He's had a few touches just quietly. Chips it into Chris Gown. He puts it on the right. Oh, a beautiful smother there by the Bloods. Didn't pick up the play. This could result in a goal. Comes to Backwell. Once again, ducked his head. Got the ball over to Cassisi's hung on to. The umpire says play on. And the ball is still in play. Chance ground for the Bloods. Toomey's got an opportunity to kick a goal up towards full forward at the back. It's a West Adelaide mark, is it? No. Fumbled through for the minor score. Ed Richardson was the player in the van. They go to 4-5-23. The Doggies are 4 straight goals, 24.
Swatala's got the kicking out duties for the Doggies. Just sizing up his options. He can go to Danny Stevens short, and he went too short. Richardson's got it, chopped it off, swung around on the right foot. Umpire called play on. He's kicked right to the teeth of goals.
Why did he call
play on there? We've got Shane Harris sitting in front of us, and we might have to ask him.
Well, Shane Harris, the umpire's coach, has got no idea. He's shaking his head.
No,
I thought
it's got it not 15, so it's going to be 15 metres this year, not 10 metres.
Well,
so fair enough.
I thought it went 15 myself.
Well.
So we're back replay. Spadala went short again to Stevens. Same play, but he did it right this time. Stevens off 1 foot, goes towards the right half, back towards Healy. Healy pushed his opponent out, went back and got him. He's wrapped up by Rutten. Rutten's holding top of the ball now, taps it on. Well played to big Benny Marsh. Marsh goes short, looking in there forwards.
Good play.
Over the top of Barrett. Backwell's got it, fed it back towards Barrett, can line up on the left foot. Took two, well, he's too quick out of that. He's pushed it away to the right for a minor score. Probably could have taken one more step and perhaps steadied. The Bloods take the lead. 3 goals, 5-24 to 4 straight goals, the Doggies.
Ball is with Hicks in the back pocket and gives it back to the player.
Swatala's got it again.
Swatala. So actually, I think Swatala gave it to him in the first place.
He did.
He kicked it straight back to him. So Swatala now towards the outer side. Big pack of players off. Big Benny got hip and shouldered out of the way before the ball was within Chewy. Raider's got the opportunity. Beautiful tackle. Got the handball away though as it's kicked towards the centre of the ground, taken by Guerra. Just over towards his centre wing position in actual fact. And Guerra now will tip it over, and the ball taken by Healy. Healy now with the opportunity will bang it up towards the lead here of James Gowns, who drifted into the half-forward flank. Very close to the boundary line, though. What will he do? He'll look for options. He's being put around on the mark by the umpire, and now he'll go back towards the top of the 50-metre area. The ball taken by Healy, gives it to Guerra. Guerra from about 30 metres goes bang! Easy roll on the board for the Dogs. They go to 5 straight goals, 30. Westies having trouble kicking straight. They're 3-7-25. Second goal to Brent Guerra.
Yeah, great play there by the Gowans. It was Chris Gowans there who got the ball over. And again, they just set that back play up. They have runners coming down from the centre line. Guerrero was there, got on the end of it. His second goal, straight kick, nice and hard and low, went through. And Central Districts are playing some good football. 5 straight goals to West Adelaide, 3 goals, 7 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And we've just about run out of time here in the first quarter, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water. 26 minutes gone on the first quarter.
Certainly been all the Doggies here for the latter part of this first quarter. Schooler took it out of the air, tapped towards Stevens. Stevens got it towards Gowans. That's James Gowans. By hand towards Bello. By hand again over towards Hamblin. Hamblin goes short towards another teammate in his teammate in Walton. Dabrowski's got it, goes towards centre wing. So the Bloods' luck's a fortune. Player's got it out there and he runs their measure, goes towards half forward. He's Chrissy Barrett's got it, runs his measure, has 2 bounces. He traverses the 50-metre line, goes towards goal. Good-looking kick. Big mark by Benny Rutten, who plays on and kicks a much-needed goal for the Bloods. Almost on quarter time. 4-7-31, the Bloods. They a lead now by 1 point over the Doggies. 6 straight goals, 30 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, certainly during that play there, we've seen a couple of players come off there, and one of the Gowans twins came off, and so has Rick McGowan. And we do see this often, DB, with the rotating system of Alistair Clark's. As Peter Jonas, as we do know, did start it here at the Doggies. They're doing the same again, and they're just giving their midfielders on the day like today a bit of a break. But nevertheless, West Adelaide then turned the attack of Central Districts into their own attack very, very quickly, ran the ball down, and then again it was another goal to the West Adelaide side, as Andrew Underwood said, a much-needed goal.
And goes about Marsh and took it out of the air. The ball ended up with Lothar. He goes up towards the half-forward flank. Opportunity now for Hicks, who's leading in front of Rutten. Takes the ball in, takes the opportunity to take a bounce as well. Didn't want to use his left boot, used his right boot and forced the ball.
No, out on the full.
Kicked it out on the full.
Gee whiz, he was only about 2 metres away from the boundary line and
well, he
kicked
didn't want to use his left foot, did he? He just wanted to get onto the right, and consequently he kicked it out on the full. I know he can use both feet as the ball is kicked back to Lothar again. And Lothar at half forward, well, he's a long way out from half forward. He'd be about 80 metres from goal.
A dollar says he won't kick it.
Well, you wouldn't think so, mate. So Lothar now looking for options. He's got the arm up shielding the sun from the eyes, but nothing forthcoming. The game stopped at the moment. Most of the central player have drifted into the forward line. The kick, by the time he got it, the siren gone. And a long bomb from Marsh will fall short. So at quarter time here at the Elizabeth Oval, the Doggies are leading by... No, they're not. They're trailing. They're 5 goals 30, and they trail Westies 4-7-31.
Yeah, goal scorers for the Doggies so far. You've got Guerrero with 2, Paul Scholar with 1, Luke Cowan with 1, and Daniel Stevens with 1. For the West Adelaide side, Benny Rutten has kicked 1. Also, Jacob Schuback has kicked 1 with his first kick in league football, and does join an elite club there.
Leave the field for the start of this second quarter. We will get back underway. 1 point ball game in favour of the Bloods.
One player off for the Bloods is James Gowans. I saw him come off with the ice vest on for the Dogs, yep. So again, they're rotating their midfields to give everybody a break. It's probably the best player for the Doggies so far. Brent Guerrero from the wing, kicking 2 goals in that first quarter. Ironically standing Dominic Cassisi, teammates at the Port Power.
Umpire Dara Ryan holds the Sheridan aloft to get play back underway. Good looking bounce. Schooler got first possession, tapped it down, however stolen by Lothar, back towards backward, got another possession on the left foot, kicked towards half forward while the pack set herself. Lothar, I think, Taylor it is, came in and got the footy. Kick partly smothered, back towards big Benny Rutten, steadies and goes towards goal.
Kicks it.
And it's first blood for the Bloods. So inside a minute of this second quarter, they kick another goal, 5-7-37. They lead the Doggies at 5 straight goals, 30 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, we saw this at the start of the first quarter too, where West Adelaide came out with all guns blaring in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And
Blazing,
yeah, well,
blaring.
Same thing. But they did come out very, very quickly. And the same thing again, it came out of the centre square there without a Doggies player touching the ball. Got down to Brett Brackwell. He kicked the ball forward. He was almost on the receiving end of the handball there, but he did give it over to Ben Rutten. Ben Rutten running into an open goal and kicking the first goal of the second quarter. So 5-7-37. That's West Adelaide. They'd lead the Doggies 5 straight goals on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Scholar and Watkins, the ball forced a long chance for Cassisi. Went without the footy. At high tackle there by the Doggies. Player in Gowans, but there'll be a bounce down. Matthew Toomey, the player at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire said, give me the footy, boys. It looks like umpire Ryan. And he's going to ball it up, still in the square, favouring the Doggies just marginally towards their goal. As the umpire about to bounce it down. I tell you what, this takes a bit of stuffing out. You're bouncing the ball all the time in this sort of heat as the ball is tapped on. Chance now for Lothar. Tried to grab the ball and twist the body away from Daniel Stevens, but the tackle was a beauty. He's forced the ball down to the ground, and there'll be another bounce down in the centre.
So play's just slowed down a bit here in the second quarter. Not at fever pitch. The heat probably taking its toll, so one would imagine what it's going to be like in the last quarter. Good looking bounce. Ball couldn't be taken out of the centre. Munn's in there as well. Healy's got it. Fed it towards Stevens. Stevens off one step. Kicks it towards half forward. Hamlin's in there. Chopped off beautifully and taken a good mark by Dre. He came into prominence in the latter part of last season. Had a couple of very, very good games. Changed his number from 59 back to 33. Kick wasn't that great. Back in there by Gowans. Back towards their half forward. Hamlin's got it. And then he had it. And then he lost it. Towards Dre again. Umpire's got to play on. Back there at right half forward. Healy's now got the footy outside 50 and bangs it to the teeth of goals. Back there was good mark. I think umpire calls a push or a free kick. Young Walton. Not sure what the end result was, but he's going to have the footy and he will put through a goal from 2 metres directly in front.
Well, you'd think so. You wouldn't want to put the mockers on him, but Benjamin Walton, only playing in his 4th game there, did receive a free kick. The umpire did indicate for a push, but could have quite easily paid the mark as well. Walton goes back and kicks his first goal, and Central District's first of this second quarter. They now go to 6 straight goals. Great kicking by the Doggies there. 6 straight goals, 36. They trail the Bloods 5 goals, 7-37 by a solitary point on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. Again, Central District's doing very well across the centre line and half back, holding the Doggies' attacks up and then rebounding very, very quickly. And we've seen that in the past couple of years, DB, where they are very, very good at the rebound. Once they get it, they all tend to run forward. They've got numerous times where they can have players, they can share the ball around with the Gowans boys, Bello, Guerrero and so forth. And again, that came to prominence in that play.
Yeah, well, it was a very poor kick, of course, by the West Adelaide defenders that allowed the Doggies in. And the umpire, Walton, was going to take the mark. He dragged it in with one hand, and just as he's about to take control of the footy, he was pushed off the footy by the West Adelaide defence, and hence the free kick. So the umpire has it in the centre. Down it goes. Scholar v Watkins. Scholar with a double-handed tap. He's looking there for Lothar, but the ball spills out to Danny Stevens. He'll go on the right boot and kick it up towards half forward. Not a good kick because Scotty Harns, a mile in front of Slade, gathers in the footy, puts it on the left boot. There's that man Backwell again, takes the mark backward of centre wing on the outer side for the Bloods. He's going to swing it into the centre half-back position where the clock's got it. Big Benny Watkins now will bring it back out towards half. That back, not a good kick, but luckily for him, the ball has found its target as the ball is taken by Dabrowski. He'll kick it in towards centre wing, taken by Norman, did it well, dodged one way, then had a bounce, will handball it in, he put his player under the hammer, that's Howard, he goes to ground trying to handball, this will be holding the ball, it will be, and that's a poor error by the Bloods as Bello takes the free kick.
Yeah, good decision there by the umpire.
Well, he was handballing at nothing. The umpire couldn't see that, though, but he made the right decision, and the ball has been marked at half forward now by Hamlin. Hamlin will go up towards the pocket. Up they go in front. Oh, almost a mark or a free kick to the Doggies. Met very high and
play on.
He called a play on, and the kick has gone through for a goal, and the player met high there was Cowan, I think. And, yeah, good umpiring there. Cowan was going to take the mark. The umpire said he was met unfairly. The ball spilled loose, and the Doggies, and I can't tell you who kicked the sausage.
Chris Gowans
it was. And
kicked the goal.
First goal for the Dogs.
It was well read there by Chris Gowans. You saw the ball go over the back, read the play to perfection. Even though it was a free kick, the umpire allowed the play to go on. Chris Gowans then ran into the open goal and kicked Central's 7th straight goal. They now go to 42 points. They lead West Adelaide 5-7-37 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, and that was Chris Gowans' first goal.
West Adelaide are getting plenty of the footy. They're making a meal of it, particularly across half forward. Watkins jumps early, takes Schuller's run, and he got a kick forward, kick towards Barrett, but chopped off beautifully by Swatali. In fact, it was Hopwood.
Too high.
Free kick too high. Will go to West Adelaide. The umpire calls play on advantage towards Benny Rutten.
Well done, Backwell there. Did you see him just shepherd into the opponent to allow him to come through to take the mark?
Kick towards the forward pocket by Rutten towards Ed. Richardson plays on, uses his strength on the left. He just does it too easy. Too big, too strong, too good, and he kicked the goal. Very, very good goal indeed, and that's his first goal for the afternoon. The Bloods hit back, and they now retake the lead on, I think that's 6 goals, 7-42, 43 rather. Leading the Central District side 7 straight goals, 42. That's on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And courtesy of Northern Paving, let's check scores from around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 4-5-29 lead the Eagles 2-4-16, and Tasmania 2-63 thanks to Northern Paving Centre. Back to Elizabeth Oval.
Good play there by big Ed Richardson. Got the ball and used his pace and his strength to get past 3 opponents and ran into an open goal to register his 5th and his team's 6th goal.
Bounce down Sculler with a one-handed tap, but looking for Danny Stevens again. Backwell's at the bottom of the pack. He falls over again.
That's holding the footy.
And umpire said holding the footy.
It's almost becoming a part of the game now where if a player lays on the ball, you want to be over holding his arms and holding the ball in there so he can't actually get the ball out.
Well, particularly when you dive on it.
Yeah, well, fair call, yeah.
All right, the kick out to centre wing. Bello gets it on the half volley. Gets the handball out to McArdle. McArdle streaming down. Will chip it into the pocket. He's looking there for Hopwood. Is it? The ball's off. Taken off his hands by Dabrowski. He put his teammate under enormous pressure, and through comes Chubb. The Westie side has done it well here as the ball is kicked up towards Big Ben Marsh. What will he do? Met hip and shoulder. still got the footy, taps it to himself, being hung on to. Through came Lothar. The ball is handed out to Cassisi. Back it goes to Marsh. Marsh will get it back out here to Backwell. Backwell will go over the top. Chance now for the player there in Shoeback. Shoeback now handball. Falling under for Hammer. And the umpire said it was too high. And it really could have gone either way. But obviously the hand was on the shoulder of Toomey, and of course that's against the rules. So Toomey now will chip it to Backwell. No one within cooey of him. He's got it at centre wing. Oh,
that's stupid.
No need for that at all. And that will be up towards half court. And
now you're going to take it off him.
Here is that Ed Richardson came across and really shouldered Hopwood, and the umpire is going to pay the free kick as the game has lost a bit of control here, but not necessary for Ed Richardson to do that, because the Doggies had the ball up on their half-forward line amidst the run of the Bloods, and this could cost them dearly, as there will be another 50-metre penalty here for sure and certain.
Well, Smithy, I've seen some dumb things in my time, and if that's not in the grand final, I'll go here for chasing.
That's certainly in the grand final. The West Adelaide side had the ball going into their forward area. They would have received the free kick, and the player that stopped, the umpire paid the free kick. The player in West Adelaide's concerned, Backwell, wasn't injured in any way. He got up and ran on with the ball. But then Ed Richardson came into the player concerned from Central Districts.
Well, it was Hopwood, and it was just ridiculous, particularly from Ed Richardson. He's been named a co-captain of the club.
Ridiculous.
All he needed to do, if he wanted to show his strength, is walk in and just mention him and say, listen, I'll catch up with you later, son. Exactly. And you do it, you return the favour on a later occasion. You don't do that, because all that's happened, they've got two 50-metre penalties. They were going into attack, Smithy, and now Chris Gowns is going to bang the Doggies into attack. In fact, it's going to be Heath Hopwood. He'll bang the Doggies into attack, and they'll probably get a goal out of it. So there's a bit of to-do happening behind the play still. So certainly the heat is contributing to some tempers flaring.
Well, it's just ridiculous football, and this is where the umpire's got to take control, and if there's anything like that, just turn around and give a free kick and get the game on with.
Hopwood bangs the ball into the forward 50, and a big mark taken by Sculler in front of Watkins. And he read the ball the better. And Keenan Ford, beg your pardon.
Yep, no, Keenan Ford, it is a good strong mark too. As you said, Undies, he did take the mark in front of Benny Rutten, read the ball better, and now we will line up from goal on a slight angle, and we'll kick from around about 35 metres. He's got the wind at his back, but there's not much of a breeze to worry about. Central 7 goals straight, and will he kick the 8th straight goal for the Doggies. Keenan Ford lining up now, comes in. Drop punt's on its way and does it easily too, and the Central District's crowd are going absolutely berserker, and that all started back here from Ed Richardson's misdemeanour, giving the ball to the Doggies, turning over the ball, and a goal has scored. Now, if I was coach of the the Blood side, I would be turning around and bringing the captain off and giving him a real harsh talking.
And if I was Alistair Clarkson, I'd take Hopwood off as well, because that was ridiculous what he did in the first place.
No question.
Knocking over Backwell.
What you didn't notice, though, was after Keenan Ford marked the ball, about half a dozen, even more, 10 Central District players went and patted Heath Hopwood on the head. So he was the player that actually kicked that goal, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Back into the centre ground, it's 8 straight goals to Centrals. They lead West Adelaide 6 goals, 7. So we'll get scores from around the grounds pretty soon. Right,
the ball thrown out by Slade. Players are going down like 9 pins, and the umpire will bring the ball back, and it'll be Daniel Healy to take the free kick. And suddenly West Adelaide have just lost the plot for the moment.
They did that in the final last year too, didn't they? Remember, they started to go to Biffo and lost it?
Yes, well, the Doggies are past masters at harassing and creating play to their advantage.
As the ball is kicked high by Healy up towards half forward. Big Benny Watkins actually took a chest mark in that pack, and a very good mark under pressure by, and it's a 50-metre penalty, is there? He must have run across the mark, I think. That could be the only reason.
Well, I think umpire's actually doing a pretty good job this afternoon. They've got things back under control.
Well, I mean, the way to hurt the team that, are doing the wrong thing is just keep pinging those 50 metres. Eventually something will happen, and Westie's got Doggie's got a goal out of it.
And here's that player again.
Backwell, he had a few touches, hasn't he? And he's got the ball now in the centre of the ground for the Bloods. The Bloods need to get that goal back and get their sights focused on this footy match.
Benny Watkins coming off the ground for the Bloods, as coming on is Craig Cotter.
I don't know what they're doing Benny for. He's
Craig Cotter used to play for the Doggies.
Oh, is that what it is? No doubt about you, Andy. As the ball is kicked off the ground by Lothar towards the boundary line for a throw-in, and there'll be a throw-in that right full forward pocket for the Bloods.
So it was a mixed reaction for Craig Cotter as he entered the field. Some supporters cheered, some supporters booed. Nevertheless, he's on the field and into the fray. So they flooded forward. Marsh is at the back of the pack, taps it down with his left hand. Slade had it, then lost it. Ball in dispute at the bottom of the pack.
Richardson's got to be very careful there again. Then he actually ran in and hit Slade high, and could have been very easily to give away another free kick there.
Malinowski was last up at the bottom of the pack as umpire Fox will throw the footy up on this occasion. Big overfly of the back by Hamlin. Ball still in dispute. Schubeck had it towards Cassisi on the right foot. Good looking kick towards goal, but chopped off by McCardle on his defensive line.
Interesting ploy there by Clarkson to play McCardle in defence. We normally see him up forward, but he's in defence this year so
that's
far.
nearly out on the full.
Well, it is out on the full, Davey. You picked it beautifully. McCardle kept it too tight towards Hicks.
Is that why he should have been a forward?
Yes, should have been a forward.
Well, he should have banged it long, shouldn't
Craig Cotter's got the footy.
Well, he might have a shot here, guys, I reckon, because there's not many options. He's only probably 30 metres out, and he does come swing around. He drops it in short and kicks it straight to the top of the goal square, where Slade has taken the mark.
Yeah, stubbed his toe. Unfortunate for him for his first kick as he came on the field. Slade went in short again, and he found Danny Stevens. So play not at any high pace. He came out towards Steinberg, chopped off by Backwell. And I tell you what, boys, he's like the gingerbread man this afternoon. He's everywhere. I reckon he had garlic for tea last night and didn't have a shower because no one's gone near him. Goes in short towards Malinowski. Had it, then lost it. Umpire said, you hung on to, son. And young Nicky Malinowski will have a shot from goal 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
I don't think he was held onto. I actually think he was sort of punched into the mid-region. Is what the umpire's paying.
No doubt about
so there's no question of that, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal now. And this player is Malinowski. He's just come on in the end of that first quarter and will line up now. Pretty difficult angle, around about 60-degree angle, only around about 30 metres out, but a much-needed score here to the Bloods to get them back on track. Drop punts on its way, looks pretty good off the boot too, but just drifting away, and it's gone through for a minor score. So another minor score to the Bloods. They go to 6 goals, 8-44. They trail Central District's 8 straight goals, 48 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And we played 15 minutes of this second quarter, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water.
Swatala with the footy to bring it back into play. Will go down the centre half back's his aim in front, almost a one-handed attempt there by the Bloods. A chance for Ed Richardson. He threw the ball away with one hand. Came out here to Schubeck. Schubeck got it to Backwell. Backwell over the top. He's had some touches. Gives it to Cassisi. Cassisi can kick a goal, but he didn't get onto it. And it's bounced in front of McCardle. They nearly made a costly mistake there, the Doggies. Through for the minor score. 6-9-45. The Bloods, the Doggies, 8 straight goals, 48.
Backwell has had a numerous amount of touches, but he reminds me of the player that played for the Crows that used to play for West Adelaide as well, the on-baller. I'm just trying to think of his name. Went to the West.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Smithy. Nevertheless,
it'll come back to me, and as soon as I say it, you'll say, yep, that's him.
Swatala brought the ball in, and he found Hopwood. Hopwood fed it to a teammate by hand. That's what Gowans beautifully smothered. The Bloods take full advantage, but Gowans goes in and does it well. Put his head down and his tail up. And two of these two boys, they'd rather a fight than a feed. That's the James Gowans variety.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. One of them wanted to take on Benny Rutten before Pete Hingham.
Swatala's got it on the outer side.
Silly man.
He's a very silly man if he did that. Hicks has got it towards Ricky McGowan back onto the field. He's out on centre wing. He's had a bounce, can have another one. He elects to go on the right foot. So he's right on the forward 50. Good mark by, in fact, umpire called play and thought it was a mark for Minder Young Dre. Threw the handball away. First says Danny Stevens. They've got him. Umpire says holding the chutney. Good tackle. And Big Benny Marsh was the tackler. Stevens just tried to do too much, and Marsh on his defensive halfback flank will just steady things down for the Bloods.
Yeah, now looking for options, Benny. What's he going to do?
Look at Backwell again. He's got no one within 20 yards of him.
There's the kick, long centre wing. Ed Richardson in the middle of the pack. Didn't have much overhand marking that as it comes out to Hopwood. He kicks a high ball towards centre wing. Backwell used his body. The ball spills. It comes down to the Doggies. Healy. He gives it over to Hay. Hay on the left boot towards half forward. Up they fly. Oh! Wearer up high. Couldn't take the grab. Would have been a screamer. Came to Howard. Howard will tip it short to centre wing. Here's a chance for Lothar if he can pick it up. He's got it now. Backwell waving him on. He'll go short now. The opportunity once again for the Bloods as the ball ball's taken there, and around the body goes the player in Joyce, up towards half-court, tapped away by McArdle. Now it's going to come to Healy. Healy gathers, puts it on the left boot. The turnover's going to be costly. Ricky McGowan's by himself at centre wing. Scotty Hahn, he covered more ground than the Melbourne Cup winner. He got right there to intercept that ball, and he's forced the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Well, Scotty Hahn ran from the centre of the ground there and did a superb effort to force that ball over the boundary line.
No question of that. If he didn't, the Doggies certainly were going to be in, because Ricky McGowan, as we do know, does use the ball very, very well and would have had a clear opportunity to do so.
Marsh had front position. The Doggies have the footy though at the bottom of the pack. Ball in dispute. Umpire says, you're going nowhere. Give us the footy if you wouldn't mind, and I'll bounce it down on centre wing on the outer side. So the time clock says that's the Duck Saltwater time clock. 18 minutes gone. It's a pretty tight game of footy here at Elizabeth. Central's 8 straight goals. Terrific kicking. 48, they lead the Bloods 6-9-45. That's on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. Danny Stevens has got it. He feeds a handball towards Chris Gowans. Squeezes the kick forward again. Healy's in there. He ducks and weaves back towards Stevens. He steadies, has a bounce. He's outside 50, comes back on the left, back on the right, not sure what he's going to do. Gives towards James Gowans, back towards Bello. Hit a goal here, surely. Good goal, the Doggies. They used the ball beautifully all the way from centre wing down towards the forward pocket. Bello's got his first. The Doggies continue on with an unblemished scoreboard. It's 9 straight goals, 54. They lead the Bloods 7-9-45. That young bloke could get out of the way. It's on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, and courtesy of Northern Paving Centre. Let's check scores from around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 8-5-53, lead the Eagles 2-5-17. T in the Pura Cup, Tasmania 2 for 73. T in the District Cricket Grand Final, and it's Kensington 2 for 178. Scores thanks to Northern Paving Centre. Back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, back here at the Elizabeth Oval, Centrals have kept their unblemished goal-kicking record in attack. They are now 9 straight goals. West Adelaide 6-9, and Backwell off the ground now having a rest. He reminds me of that player, Matt Connell, DB. Similar sort of style of play, gets out on his own a lot.
Yeah, but I think I can't say it on here, but anyway, the ball taken by Keenan Ford, kicks it up towards centre half forward, and at the back, the mark taken by Howard. Howard
what are you going to say?
I think he's probably got
a little bit more courage,
more intestinal fortitude, as the ball is taken at centre half back by the Bloods. Joyce was the player up towards half forward. The ball spills out to Lothar. Lothar's got a Guernsey, and that player out there is Toomey. In fact, he's going to get support from Howard as well as it. No, it's Munn, I think it is. Munn picks up the footy, goes short, looking for his teammate in there, and that player is Joyce. The game seemed to have stopped for some unaccountable reason. The ball up towards full forward in front. Big Benny. Big Benny Rutten's got it.
He's a big boy, isn't
he? He's a huge man.
Particularly when he grows up.
Yeah, exactly right.
There was good play there by West Adelaide. Ben Rutten did signal to kick it high to the goal square, and didn't let his teammate down. Took a strong mark from behind, and now will line up and go back and kick what should be his 3rd goal. And he has done just that, and has kicked his 3rd. Central District's, is West Adelaide's 7th. They now go to 7 goals, 9-51. They trail the Doggies 9 straight goals, 54 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And a good mark there by Ben Rutten. He's certainly showing something, Undies.
Well, he certainly is. Just looking at the budget, and I think the people who do the budget might want to check some of their statistics, because I probably agree that he's 193 centimetres, but if he's 85 kilos, I'll go he for Chasey. He's probably closer to the ton. Yes. He's a big lump of a lad. And
carries it well, though. I must admit, he does carry it well.
Not bad for the age of 18 years old. Got a terrific future ahead of himself. Marsh in the ruck against Kynan Ford. First there's James Gowans. Underground handball out towards the Steinburner. One step, kicks forward. At the front of the pack, read it beautifully, was Guerra.
It was a great handball there by James Gowans to have an underground handball there to Steinburner.
Guerra kicks towards the full forward line, chopped off, however, by Norman. Healy comes in and steals the footy away, tries to get a handball out towards Ricky McGowan. Ball in dispute. Stolen, however, by Guerra. Runs his measure. Goal! Clever play, young man. Goal number 3. And wandering down from centre wing. That's why he doesn't spend much time at Doggyland. Most of the time he spends at Port Adelaide or Port Power. Very, very clever player. Intercepted it, ran in and kicked another goal. Doggies, Smithy, still an unblemished scoreboard.
Yeah, fantastic straight kicking there by the Doggies, but great play by Guerrero there. Picked it off in one, but just sweated off the ball, saw the handball coming as the West Adelaide player really did telegraph it, and Guerrero there ran into another open goal and kicked his 3rd. And now as he's coming off for a well-earned rest, as the player coming on for the Doggies is Matthew Slade, or Evil Roy Slade. A great play there by the Doggies. 10 straight 60. They lead West Adelaide 7-9-51 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, amazing kicking, isn't it? The ball is kicked off the ground by Marsh up towards half forward. Kent now for Lothar. Got the run of the ball. He's a likely type. He gathers it in. What's he going to do? He'll come back onto the left boot. No, back onto the right boot he goes. He's going to try and chip it short. It was too short. Looking for Big Benny Rutten. In comes Cassisi. Picks up the footy.
That's on the footy.
That may have been nearly a free kick because he met his opponent high in the throat, in actual fact. Picked up by Jimmy Gowns, I think. And there'll be a ball up right on the 50 for the Bloods.
23 minutes gone, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water here of the second quarter. And it's 10 straight goals, 60. West Adelaide are trailing 7 goals, 9-51.
Ed Richardson tapped it with the right fist only as far as Danny Stevens. He went back and used a player in support in Fighting Hereda. Went across his defensive goal, looking on the outer side for Steinburner. Munn come in, got a hand to it, but Steinburner let it run in his favour. And watch him run. He's got plenty of pace out towards centre wing. Evil Roy Slade had it, then lost it. Norman came in and spoiled it beautifully. So boundary thrown on the outer side. So 23 minutes gone on the Ducks Hot Water time clock. 9-point ball game in favour of the Doggies. And given the heat, it's pretty entertaining as we see Backwell coming back on for a run. Young Nicky Malinowski having a rest.
Boundary throw in, centre wing, out of side. Keenan Ford made front position, tapped it down. Chance now for Steinburner. Gathers the footy, banks it towards half forward 2-1. Oh, there's a free kick for sure and certain. Right in front of the umpire, Marco Bello. Shoved his opponent, Dabrowski, in the hammer and tack.
Interesting stat there about Marco Bello, guys, that he's one of the Clio's 50 most eligible bachelors for this.
As you were in your heydays, Mitty, as
No
the ball
question.
is towards centre-half back. A chance now for the Bloods. It comes to Cotter. Cotter goes into the centre, taken there for West Adelaide. Chance now for Barrett. He'll chip it over. He's looking for Dean Howard, and Howard takes the mark. Simon Munn was the player that gave him the ball. As he chips it in short, looking for Rutten. Oh, he was going to mark it and snuffed away beautifully by the... who was the player there? Paul Thomas. Who's onto the ground. The ball comes out towards the back pocket, and taking the mark is Swatala. So Swatala now will chip it short, looking for Jimmy Gowns. He's got the ball. Still in the defensive 50 for the Bloods, for the Doggies, I should say. Goes into the centre to Thomas. Thomas will handball quickly. Gives it to his teammate there in Walton. Walton now out towards centre wing. The ball bounces in front of all and sundry. Tapped on. A chance now for Howard. Put his head down. The players go in top of one another. Stacks on the mill. And there'll be a bounce down centre wing out of sight.
Yeah, great play there by young Paul Thomas, who is in his second year of senior football. Did not give the ball up, had the player in Rutten streaming down, but got his fist in there to punch the ball away, and then certainly saved a goal there for West Adelaide and turned his team into attack.
Yes, bounce down there. Marsh had it, tapped it down, ball in dispute. Umpire had no alternative but to come in and bounce it down once again. So we're well and truly into time on. So almost half time here at the Elizabeth Oval. Chris Gowan came in and tried to steal the ball from that ruck contest. Ball in dispute once again. An umpire has found a free kick for too high, I think. And it will go back to James Gowans or Chris Gowans. One of the two. They look similar, probably because they're twins. Here we go, Chris Gowans. He's got the ball, goes in short towards Tyson Hay. Took it on the half volley, did it well over towards Fighting Hereda. Daryl Smith still shaking his head in the background. Healy's got it. He eludes one opponent, bangs it in high. Pack sets itself. Good courage shown there by Healy, I think it was. Ran back with the flight of the ball. Umpire calls play on. Hahn's got it, goes in short towards Dre. He's got some time and some space. Plays on by hand towards Barrett. He's in the centre square now, back towards Dre by hand. Left foot kick towards centre wing. Ed Richardson's got a rare touch here at half forward. Get it towards Backwell, he's got plenty of it. He's almost got leather poison, goes in towards Munn. He had it, then lost it. In fact, it's a young Lothar, I think. Good contest by all players. Umpire comes in and said ball was going nowhere. And there'd be a free kick, I think, or umpire just blowing time off. Umpire Tony Day's just got things under control and he'll bounce it in front of the 5RPH commentary team.
Yeah, umpire blows time back on, about to thump it into the turf. Long first half in these conditions for both sides. The ball tapped down, taken by Barrett. One-handed handball almost as the ball comes back into a pack of players. Lothar's in there once again and Stacks on the mill. And another bounce down.
DB, have a look at this. Is there anybody anywhere near Backwell?
No, well, as you said, he's obviously been on the garlic last night. No one wants to get within cooey of him. Certainly had some touches, no doubt about that, as the umpire thumps it into the turf. Keenan, Ford and Richardson. Richardson front position. The ball came down to Toomey. Toomey around the body, gave it to Munn. Munn a high ball towards half forward. In front was Howard. There'll be a free kick. And the umpire was right there. And
over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. You saw Howard's head go back, as though something had happened, and the umpire right there to say that he was grabbed high.
Well, Dean Howard lining up for his first shot at goal, and there's a much needed goal for the West Adelaide side if he can kick it. Dean Howard comes in, drop punts on its way, and that's a real bad and poor kick from the deputy vice captain. Rather than actually kicking through the ball, just really did try to just actually steer the ball through. And I've got a real problem with that. He's really got to try to belt the ball through rather than just steer it through.
It's a bad, poor kick, like a shocking kick.
Yes, it is too, and you've done it well. Well, anyway, the Central District's still leading 10 straight goals, 60. They lead West Adelaide 7-10 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
So certainly the scoreboard telling an interesting tale as Watala brought it in. Cowans took a mark. The umpire said free kick for Shepherding will go to Toomey against Fighting Hereda.
Well, they've been consistent with that, the umpires, this afternoon.
Yeah, I think the umpires so far have done a pretty good job in some trying conditions. They've got control of this game of footy. So, Toomey, he's inside the centre square, about 80 metres from goal. He'll go short towards Richardson. I think this is possession number 4. Not great for the skipper, getting the Bronx cheer from the crowd.
There's only about a minute to go too, guys, so they'd want to get it in there pretty quick to give them opportunity to score, and a very, very poor kick.
Yeah, poor kick towards Howard, but chopped off by Steinburner. Steinburner got a teammate in support in Hicks. The handball missed him, went back and got the footy, pulled off the footy now. Steinburner's got it. Watch him run away from all opponents. He has got a yard of pace, this young man. Kicks towards centre wing. Target was Walton. He couldn't complete the mark, but goes back in and tries to get the footy again. Paul into spit. He ran into a teammate in Danny Stevens. And we'll have a boundary thrown on the outer side on centre wing. Surely it must be half-time coming up, DB.
Tell you what I've liked about the umpiring today. The players that have ducked their head and been grabbed high, it's been called play on.
Yep, good decision.
Boundary throwing outer side. The ball down to no one in particular. Here's a chance for Dabrowski. Got it over to
Taylor.
Norman, was it? Up towards the half-forward flank. Opportunity now for Sutralo. He's got a touch of the fumble. He's still going to go in and try and pick up the footy. He's got it now. Gets the handball back, and Hereda all by himself will now go short. And coming in to take the mark for the Doggies is Walton. Walton now will go up towards Guerra all by himself. No, it's McGowan. McGowan, he's grabbed high. Umpire says play on. Chance for the Bloods. They need to get out of the trouble here as Dabrowski picks it up. There's the ball being held to him. And back into a pack of players it goes again. A chance now for Healy. He'll go handball. Good handball to Hopwood. Hopwood now will break clear. The right footer, he's messed up the score. He's put a minor score on the board. And Bronx cheers from the Central District supporters. The first behind, and it came at the 29-minute mark of the second quarter as the Doggies go to 10-1-61. They lead West 7-10-52 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Well, for the first time this afternoon, Scotty Hahn will bring the footy back in from that point. Goes to the outer side. We found a player in Norman. He kicks it up and under kick, but because of the height advantage, Marsh was able to take the mark. He got it back to his teammate in Cotton. A shocking handball straight towards Keenan Ford. Thought he was next teammate. Kicked it up, but Chrissy Chubb chops it off.
Very lucky.
Very lucky there. The Bloods very, very lucky. Poor disposal again by Ben Marsh. Certainly turned what could have been a good play into a poor play.
Backel's got it from the crumb as the siren goes to end the first half of footy here at the Elizabeth Oval. 10-1-61. The Doggies lead West Adelaide 7-10-52 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. That is a 9-point ball game on a very hot Saturday afternoon at Elizabeth. Daryl Smith.
Central District's goal scorers so far, Brent Guerrero with 3, and then it singles there to Scholar, Luke Cowan, Chris Gowans, Keenan Ford, also Daniel Stevens, Marco Bello and Benjamin Walton, all kicking singles there for
Hopwood up to half forward, but only as far as Howard. He got it over to Backwell. Backwell looked away with a handball, but it's been intercepted by the doggies who go forward up towards half forward. Ford was in front, didn't get an A-grade bounce. Through came one of the Gowan boys, and it comes out towards half forward. A chance now for the doggies as could be picked up. Does so. A free kick has been paid. No, taken by Slade. Oh, there's doggies everywhere. You can hear them barking. And one of those there was Chris Gowan, and he's got the mark about 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, it was great play there by the doggies. They just had the numbers at the ball again, Slade, and they also had Hamlin, and Slade picked the ball up, turned around and put it into the spot and around about 40 metres out, and Chris Gowans was able to take the mark, and he'll go back and have the first shot of the second half here on 5 RPH football. He's only going to kick the ball around about 35 metres directly in front, and certainly shouldn't have any trouble in making the distance. He comes in now. The drop punt's on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot. So, and that's the first score of the second half, and it is a major. His second goal and Central District's 11th. They go to 11 goals, 1-67. They lead the West Adelaide side 7 goals, 10-52. And just the start the doggies wanted in this second half, with the Gowans boys always in the thick of the action. As DBG said, Slade turned around, picked up the ball, had a whole nest of doggies there to kick the ball to, and Gowans took the mark.
Yes, nest of doggies. Interesting term, Smithy.
Is it a nest of doggies?
No.
What is it then?
I'll be a pack of dogs or whatever you like.
Pack of dogs?
Yeah,
Pack of wolves.
Pack of wolves, Smithy. Can be anything this afternoon here at Nap Oval. Umpire throws a footy down once again. Backwell got off from the crumb, had his kick partly smothered, but he went back in and butted up. But first there was Ricky McGowan. Ball in dispute at the bottom of the pack. And umpire Darragh Ryan says, please, may I have the football, gentlemen, because I would like to bounce it. Very well mannered umpire he is. So the doggies certainly have got an almost unblemished scoreline, 11-1, against the Bloods, who have really sprayed a couple of shots at goal. Out towards Toomey. He's had plenty of the footy this afternoon. Squeezes the kick out towards Lothar. He can throw it across the top towards Backwell. That's where he goes now. I think Backwell's 4th possession already in this third quarter.
Unbelievable amount of the possessions he has had during the game. And
yes, I wonder whether or not Alistair Clarkson's basically taken the attitude of he's really not hurting them a great deal of his possessions, getting a lot of it. Kicks into the forward line, straight through the arms of Sculler, comes out towards James Gowans. They've wrapped him up. Bottom of the pack is Barrett, I think, down there working hard. Ball in dispute. And umpire Richard Fox says he's asked for it nicely as well, and he'll bounce it about 20 yards out from goal directly in front.
Yeah, umpire just sorting a few things out, and big pack of players around the ball here. He's thrown it up this time. Scholar front position. Marsh from the side bangs it straight down to Lothar. I think a right foot snap at goal away to the right hand side.
Poor kick.
And it's out of bounds on the full.
That really does hurt a side, DB, when the ruckman does such a good job in getting it down. He had opportunity there to run into an open goal. Just forced his kick too quickly, ran onto it too quick, and then thus kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. And you just can't afford in today's standard of football to miss opportunities like that.
Well, certainly not when you're down the gurgler 7-10 to 11-1. A big difference in accuracy.
Well, 17 scoring shots to 12, and they're trailing by 15 points.
Okay, one of the Waltons is about to kick out, and that's Benjamin. He's going to go to the outer side. A long kick towards the half-back flank, trying to control it. Ed Richardson tried to claim the mark. It was off about 29 pairs of hands. Umpire says play on. Kasichi going to chip short. Oh, had the vision and had the player loose at half forward, and that's Rob Taylor, and he'll line up for goal just inside the 50.
He certainly will. He'll kick from around about 45 metres on a slight angle, and right in front of the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And Taylor yet to kick a goal.
Wearing Dempsey's old number, wasn't it?
Correct, right.
Comes in now, drop punt's on its way. Will it make the distance? Certainly will, but certainly hasn't got the accuracy. And another point to the West Adelaide side, and that's hurting them at the moment. They now go to 7 goals, 11. 53. They trail the Central side, 11 goals, 167 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Well, I don't know what they've been practicing with leading into this game, undies, but it certainly wasn't a football.
Yeah, perhaps a softball. And we can't tell you what the time clock is, because the time clock's had a coronary, so Smithy will just lean across to the
4 minutes 44 seconds, yes, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water.
Yes, thank you to the statisticians, as Swatala kicks to himself and plays on. Mercado provides a shepherd, has a couple of bounces, got a player out wide in Hay, uses him on the left foot, kicks it out towards Walton, comes in and gets one hand to it, and he follows up beautifully. He can have a bounce if he chooses to, does just that, runs his measure, and he kicks down towards the centre wing. So Howard there got one hand to it and happy to see it over. The target was Slade, couldn't complete the mark, and Howard came in, as I said, and knocked it out of bounds. So boundary thrown on the outer side about the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. It's all the doggies, whereas the West Adelaide side certainly had their opportunities, DB.
Certainly, there'll be a free kick to Watkins for sure and certain. He made front position, and Scholar, Keenan Ford it was, over the top of him. The free kick, he gets the handball now to Toomey. Toomey might go. No, got the kick away just in time. Up towards the centre wing. Up high they go. The ball thumped away towards the boundary line. A chance now for McGowan. Tapped it in beautifully. Gave it to Scholar. The ball is kicked up towards the centre wing. Players will set themselves up. They go. And
good mark.
Jimmy Gowan. And Gowans will go short in there towards Hopwood. He ducked the head. And the umpire play on again. Good umpiring. The ball at the bottom of the pack will be a bounce down for sure. Centre wing outer side.
Yeah, certainly good umpiring. Agree totally. He did duck the chutney and he got up just to let umpire Richard Fox know they did get caught high.
Yeah, but I think what the umpires are doing is saying if you duck your head, it's play on them. You'll find that they won't duck the head though.
Exactly right. Ball out towards the James Gowans. Paddles it out along the ground. Howard came in and chopped it off. However, ball still in dispute on the outer side. And umpire Fox, you'd imagine, will come in and bounce it once again. And the good decision about that, DB and Undies, is the fact that they've started off right at the first quarter and they haven't changed their mind. They haven't changed at all. So you know, once it's...
mind you, there are times when you do have to duck your head, otherwise you might get it knocked off. But no, good umpiring. Umpire
throws the ball up on the outer side. In fact, the player at the bottom of the pack is Taylor. He's under pressure and he's going nowhere. So we have another throw up on the outer side. So look, it is a very hot day, Smithy.
And start at the moment, isn't it, with the football? A lot of players jumping on the ball, but we saw a pretty good start to the game. The first half was very, very quick, but the players at this stage in the second half are just taking the time.
Yeah, on the days like the day when you've exerted plenty of energy, you've had a rest, it's pretty hard to get the adrenaline pumping again as the Raider takes the mark at half-back outer side. He'll tip it in short looking for Hay. Hay takes the mark. Still across the half-back line. Now he goes short. The ball bounces a couple of times, taken by Hopwood. He'll throw it on the right boot and go up towards half-forward. It's one-on-one back there. The ball thumped away from behind there by Shoeback. The ball comes to ground. Here comes Evil Roy. Slade, that is, chips it in towards centre half-forward. Here's a chance for the doggies now. Walton goes bang up towards full forward. Oh, good use of the hands. And the umpire said that's okay. Comes over to Jimmy Gowan, who pops it through for a goal to the doggies. They go to 12 goals, 1. That's 73 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. Westies are 7-11-53. Quickly around the ground, courtesy of Northern Pavings.
Port Adelaide 9-9-63 lead the Eagles 2-6-18. Tasmania 4-90. Thanks to Northern Paving Centre. Back to Nap Oval.
Yeah, great goal there to James Gowans on the receiving end of some great play again. And they just shared the ball around so well to the Central District sides. Again, looking into the open goal square, they saw the big fella up there. He took the mark, turned around, gave it to Jimmy Gowans, who ran into an open goal and kicked his first. Marco Bello back on the ground for the doggies.
Yeah, Slade having a rest after a good involvement in that play. Ball bounced down, Schuyler's got it, fed it towards Hopwood, ball partly smothered. James Gowans in there once again. In fact, it was Chris Gowans. We do get them mixed up on occasion. Backwell's had it, comes and he dodges his way through traffic, does it beautifully. He steadies now on the right foot, kicks it towards right half forward. 2 doggies against 1. Big fly at the back. Harada had it. Umpire says, play on, son. You can't claim that mark. Does just that. Comes out towards a teammate, ends up with McGowan, feeds it out to the running Healy. Has a bounce backwards in pursuit. In fact, it's Lothar in pursuit on the left foot. Good looking kick towards half forward. Good strength by Keenan Ford. Umpire calls play on. From now, ball full forward, chopped off, however, by young Scotty Hahn, and he'll clear for the doggies, the Bloods.
Hahn will bring it out to the half-back leg. He's looking there for the player in Lothar.
Great tackle.
And in fact, it's Taylor. The ball held forward to the umpire. They were screaming for holding the ball. And there's... Central player a little bit of a dig as before he ran away, and umpire said everything's okay, let me bounce it down. As coming off the ground is Walton, and coming on is Daniel Stevens. The umpire now about to bounce it down between centre and half forward. Ball taken by Cassisi, almost tackled by his own man. Chance now for Norman. He got the handball looking for Backwell, couldn't find his target, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in right in front of the interchange gates. The doggies have kicked 2 goals without a reply from the Bloods, and they lead comfortably 73-53, a 20-point margin. The tap down comes it now with McGowan. McGowan to Healy. Healy played a great game. He'll go short. The lead's on. Magnificent kick. Great lead. And the mark taken by Luke Cowan. Cowan will go short, will he? Looking there for one of the Gowan boys that comes to the ground. Jimmy Gowans. It was an amazing kick out with one hand. Came to the fly there in half. He was grabbed high, and the ball held to him about down just inside the attacking 50.
Yeah, it certainly was grabbed high, but the umpire couldn't see that. He was on the other side of the play. Nevertheless, a bounce has resulted. 12-1-73. That is Central District score. They lead West Adelaide 7 goals, 11-53 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard.
Yes, umpire Darragh Ryan couldn't see through traffic. Doesn't help you only 3 foot tall yourself. Ball kicked out towards centre wing. Backwell's got it. Feeds it out to a teammate in Shoeback. By hand again to another teammate in Scotty Yarn. Runs his measure, has a bounce, can have another one if he chooses to. Elects not to. Target was Big Benny Marsh. I'll tell you what, hit him lace out. Beautiful kick. He offered the lead and he honoured the offer. So Daryl Smith called us through this goal, 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
This is where West Adelaide really have to hurt Central Districts, because it was a great play there. They had the running play. Scotty Hahn with a beautiful kick was well shepherded there by Backwell as well. So Marsh really has to do the right thing and kick the goal to really hurt Centrals and put West Adelaide back in the hunt. But nevertheless, he hasn't done that. It's gone just to the right of the goals and it's gone through for a minor score. So another minor score to West Adelaide. They now go to 7 goals, 12-54. They trail the Doggies 12 goals, 1-73 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, we've played 11 and a half minutes.
Yeah, once again, opportunity gone begging. And West Adelaide coach Ian Borchard, I reckon he'll give all the West Adelaide players not Easter eggs, but footballs to practice goal kicking.
No question of that. They've missed a few easy ones, and now they might rue the day. 7 goals, 12. That's a 19 scoring shots to 13, and they trail by 19 points.
Boundary throw, and Watkins with a big tap back. Well, again, left footer up in towards the half-forward flank, but it's all the Doggies there as it's taken there by Swatala. He goes up towards the centre wing position offhand. Hand now for Cotter, the former Doggie. He goes up there looking for Marsh. Marsh has got the height. Can't take the mark. It comes to ground. The Doggies, though, do it well. Swatala ends up, gives it over to Stevens. Stevens, in turn, gives it to Hicks. Hicks will go short, looking there for Healy. And has he marked it? Yes, he has. And the ball is taken by Healy. He dodges around, tries to get past his opponent. Can't do so. And the umpire says holding the ball, was it?
He was holding the ball.
And the free kick to be taken by Big Ben Watkins. Gives it over to Backwell. Backwell bangs it up inside 50. The players set themselves. Ed Richardson there almost to mark, and has been paid to the Doggies. There was certainly a grip on the footy, and Hicks is the recipient, or is it Sculler?
Big Sculler.
Sculler is the recipient of this mark.
Yes, Sculler's got the footy inside his defensive 50. Goes by hand towards Swatala's short kick towards Damien Hicks. He's got plenty of time and space, so he goes towards centre wing. Target out there was James Gowans. Follow the bouncing ball, son. Does just that, picks it off, feeds out a quick handball towards Hamblin. He had a player hot on his hammer who spoiled it defensively towards the boundary line, looking for touch and finding it. So we'll have a boundary throw-in on the outer side.
One thing that Centrals do very well, Andrew, is when they bring the ball in, is they do switch the play very quickly. They go from one side of the ground to the other, and that's one thing that teams will have to pick up throughout the year.
Almost fell off my chair being called Andrew. Doesn't happen all that often.
I looked around to see who it was.
Yeah, Rick McGowan's got it. Measured the kick beautifully to Conan Ford. He's a target up for them.
Look at the runners.
They've got runners aplenty. One of them is Chris Gowans. He's outside his 50-metre mark. Goes in short towards Cowans. He offered the lead, and he was too big and too strong in front of Chris Chubb. He's a big lump of a lad, and he moves quite well. Only played a handful of games, but he'll have a shot from goal 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
He certainly will have a shot. Again, it was just through the sheer numbers of running players that the Doggies were able to move the ball forward. And it's ended up with Luke Gowan, and he's kicked 1 goal already, kicked 4 in his career. He's played 13 games, and will kick from around about 45 metres and around about a 45-degree angle. So comes in now, drop punts on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot. The umpire hasn't moved a absolute muscle except to put the 2 fingers up and say, that'll do me, boys. That's Central District's 13th goal and Luke's second. They go now to 13 goals, 1. That is 79. They lead West Adelaide 7 goals, 12-54 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. And courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, we played 14 and a half minutes of this third quarter. Well, Central District's just starting to exert the power that we've seen them do it in the past. They rotate through the midfield very well. They have runners. And again, it was just through the runners through the midfield. The Gowans boys, you've got Marco Bello, Stevens, and they've got another player there in Murray Hamlin who's starting to get a few touches as well. And they're just using the ball far better than what West Adelaide are. And you can see on the scoreboard there, 13-1, 14 scoring shots to 19, and they still trail by 25 points.
Hurried kick out by James Gowan, gives Steinberg Steinburner the run of the ball. It squeezes out towards the half-forward line. A chance now for Dabrowski. Got the handball over. In fact, it wasn't Dabrowski. It was Cassisi gave it to Dabrowski, who kicked it along centre wing. A poor kick, and suddenly West Adelaide starting to make mistakes.
That was Backwell from West Adelaide who kicked the ball out of bounds. And Undies' point there about Backwell not hurting. He does get a lot of possessions, but he hasn't hurt the opposition with those possessions at this stage.
As the ball comes through the centre, Hay gives it over to the player in Hopwood up towards full forward, out in front. It's Cowan again, but Healy takes the mark. And slowly but surely, the doggies are putting a nail in the square box of the Bloods.
It's just too easy for Centrals. Again, we've talked about the runners and the numbers at the fall of the ball. That time, Healy was in front, took the easy mark on the chest, and took it nice and easy. So comes in now, left foot drop, punts on its way. The umpire has to move a fraction, but that's okay. It'll sneak in for another major, and that now is Central District's 14 goals, 85. They are starting to run away with this game here at the Elizabeth Oval, or Nap Oval. 7 goals, 54. That's on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, and courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, we've played 16 minutes of this third quarter, and Northern Paving will give us the scores from around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 9-9-63 lead the Eagles 2-7-19. In the cricket, Tassie 4 for 104 and Kensington 2 for 192. Thanks to Northern Paving. Back to Nap Oval.
Umpire Day throws the footy back into the turf to recommence play. Good looking bounce. James Gowans was first in there. Throws a handle out towards Rick McGowan. Sells the pup. Feeds it out towards Steinburner. Needs a favourable bounce. Puts his head down, his tail up. Throws an underground handball back towards McGowan. By hand once again towards Damien Hicks in the overlap. But we've got a free kick off the play. And it will go to Backwell against Steinburner. So an indiscretion. They're trying to pick him off, young Backwell. He's had plenty of attention, but he keeps putting the head down, the tail up, and getting hold of the cherry.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? The only thing you have to do is get the ball, and he's been doing that very well.
Kick out towards Cotter. He put him under the pump, but Cotter was good enough to take a mark. At a fingertipper at that. Kick off the side of the boot towards the boundary line. Can they keep it in? I think they can just. Joyce had it, then lost it, fed it towards a teammate at Munn. Munn kicked it on the right foot towards centre half forward. Target is Big Richardson, but chipping across the front was Big Benny Rutten.
Good mark there by Rutten. Saw the opportunity to chip across the front, took a strong mark in front of 2 Central Districts players, and they will go back and have a shot from goal. We'll kick from 50. Not out of the range, DB.
Distance.
No, you'll make the distance without any problem.
So, the 17-year-old.
I'll have $1 with you.
Okay, you're on.
All right, so we've got $1 between the two co-commentators if Ben Rutten will make the distance.
No, he reckons he won't.
I don't think he will.
He comes in now. Drop punt is on the way.
Oh.
It's an absolute Barry Crocker off the side of the boot. And speaking of that, an even worse attempt at marking the ball there was from Central District's player in Harada, who dropped it and slipped it through his fingers. He was probably shocked that he didn't make the distance, and it was coming straight down his throat.
Oh, he thought, what the devil is coming down here? Because it was a mongrel punt. And boundary thrown on the outer side. Marsh against Cowan. Marsh tapped to the right hand in the favour of Cassisi. He's got his head down, his tail up, had it, then lost it. Ball in dispute. Bottom of the pack, they were going nowhere. And there was a woo in the background because umpire Day had the whistle on the gob, just about to blow it, but he did blow at the end for a bounce down.
Well, the Westie player had his arms pinned, so it was difficult to tap the ball out under those circumstances. As the ball is bounced, up they go. Big tap away by Cowan. The ball comes to ground. Here's an opportunity now for the doggies again. Oh, did it superbly. That's Hopwood. How he got out of that, I'll never know. Jimmy Gowans kicks it towards, Chris Gowans kicks it towards Jimmy. A little bit of fancy work from Dean Howard as Watkins went through and was going to give Gowans one to go on with, but changed his mind, and just as well he did, as the ball goes down into the right full forward pocket for a boundary throw-in.
Bad disposal again by West Adelaide. They're going deep into that pocket. It's always going to be very hard to kick a goal from that angle right in front of the scoreboard there, the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. They're better off going to the point of the square to give themselves an equal opportunity to score.
Certainly been a disappointing performance thus far as accuracy is concerned for the Bloods, as the ball is inside there attacking 50 once again, and the player at the bottom of the pack is Tyson Hay for the doggies. There'll be another bounce down. And to say they need a sausage roll here is an understatement, Undies.
Well, 14 goals, 185. That's Central's. They lead West Adelaide 7 goals, 12-54 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. We do have a blood rule here as a player coming off. And we've played just under 20 minutes, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water. To West Adelaide yet to add a goal in this quarter, guys. They've only added 2 points, whereas Central Districts have added 4 goals.
Yes, an unbelievable scoreline as Luke Cowan comes off. Interesting side, the doggies. We've got Cowans, Gowans, McGowan, all sorts of versions of that surname, as Sculler will come back on the field to replace the big fellow as he meanders over towards the ruck contest about 30 metres out from goal. Another change. Chris Gowans comes off for young Walton to come back on. So they're using the bench very effectively, are the doggies.
The way he ambered out there, we might be here till midnight.
Tony Day throws the footy down. We're back underway. Marsh tapped it towards the boundary line looking for touch. Malinowski's got his head down and he's using some pace to try to get there. Stevens has got it tight on the boundary line. Umpire calls play on. They do just that. Comes out towards McGowan. Sells the pup back on the right foot. Uses the handball as an option in front of the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. Cassisi tries to use the don't argue. Was going nowhere. Ball tapped out of bounds for a boundary throw in. It is a 31-point ball game nearing three-quarter time here at the Elizabeth Oval.
In favour of the doggies, as you heard Undy say, and they've had 4 more scoring shots than their opponents, which is an amazing scoreline. As the ball is kicked out from the half-back flank, it might go out on the full. It has gone out on the full, and the recipient will be way out there at half-forward is Craig Cotter.
Yeah, the former doggy himself.
Welcome
back. Back in.
So it will be kicked by Cotter up inside the 50. Not a bad kick. It's going to go up towards full forward.
Hang
but
on,
Sculler,
what are you saying? Not a bad kick. It went straight to 3 Centrals players.
distance-wise, it was a beauty. I thought if Rutten had done that, I'd be $1 better off. As the ball is in the back pocket, taken by McArdle up towards half-back, over the head of the pack. Who's going to be first there? It might be Shoeback, is it? Trying to pick up the ball. He can't pick it up. Go to the bottom. This will be holding the fill if he's not careful. The umpire said, give it to me, boys. I'll bounce it centre wing grandstand
His
side.
first thought there should have been to get the ball rather than put his hands up to receive the free kick. Good umpiring there to say, no, we're not going to give you a free kick. Make sure you earn it first.
Yeah, I think the poor bloke's had it. It's very hot out there. He didn't run too quick at the footy. Good tap down there straight towards Paul Thomas. He was wrapped up immediately by Dabrowski. Ball comes free towards Munn. Bit of fisticuffs behind the play. Thomas has got Backwell, threw him over, and a free kick will go to Backwell.
Gee, they go after Backwell, don't they?
I'll tell you what, do they what? Munn plays on, almost run down from behind, gets his kick away towards Rutten, chopped off beautifully by Steinberner. Steinberner fed off the running Herrera, back on the right foot, kicking out towards centre wing. First there, however, you'd expect is Cotter. Thought the old teammates there were playing kick to kick. Nevertheless, Cotter banged it out towards right half forward towards Barrett. Tried to go with the one hand. God give you two, son. Might as well use them. Comes inside towards Cassisi. Took a good mark in front of Hopwood. So Cassisi now on the right foot goes to the forward pocket. Target out there was Shoeback. In fact, it was Lothar, I think. Shot at goal by Lothar. No chocolate, son. Away to the right once again. And Daryl Smith, you've got your hand up to say this kicking for goal is disgraceful.
No, that kicking for goal, well, it is. But, I mean, that play there where he went to the forward pocket again rather than going to the point of the square or even having a shot himself. I mean, he's just increasing the angle that he's got to have a shot at. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, you go to the top of the square, that's where the majority of the scores are going to come from, not from deep in the forward pocket in front of the canteen over there.
And the other thing, they've got a couple of tall blokes down there they can kick into. One being Ben Marsh, the other one being Ben Rutten.
Well, that's right. I mean, why would you go to the forward pocket?
Maybe because they've missed so many in front. As the ball is taken by Hay, he'll kick it out to that half-back flank again at the back. Howard almost took the mark, hung on to after he tried to do that. Goes to Grounders, the doggy player, and away go the dogs as they go up towards half-forward. At the back, though, it's Dre who takes the mark.
Here's a bit of bad player for West. The lady can hold his head up a bit.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's got a good future, this young boy.
So the left footer now bangs it in towards the centre. That's a good kick. Scotty Hahn is there, but the ball gone through his fingers. Chance now for Hicks, who bounces through the centre. He'll go onto the right boot. There's doggies everywhere here. One of those is Daniel Healy. Bang from about 45 metres. And another goal on the board. That's how easy it is to kick sausage rolls. And Danny Stevens has kicked his second goal as the dogs go along now to lead
by plenty.
15 goals.
Well, one. That's amazing scoring, isn't it? What is that, boys?
91 to 7 goals, 13.55. And courtesy of Northern Paving will go around the grounds.
Port Adelaide 9-10-64 lead the Eagles 2-8-20. Tasmania 4 for 104. Thanks to Northern Paving. Let's go back to Nap Oval.
Front's on its way. Looks a pretty good kick off the boot. Will it make the distance? Just making the distance through for a minor score. 23 goals, 5. That's 143 on the point score to West Adelaide. 7 goals, 16.58. West Adelaide yet to kick a goal in the second half of football, and a absolute schmozzle are the West Adelaide side at the moment.
Shocking kick in by Hahn lets the doggies have attack once again. Danny Stevens has got it. He sells the pup, comes back on the right foot. Have a shot for goal, son, doesn't. He goes to the disciplined top of the square. Sculler was the target. Couldn't complete the mark. Sitting and waiting was Guerra at the bottom of the pack. Ball comes out towards Chris Gowans, back towards Guerra. Guerra had it, then lost it once again. James Gowans comes in to lend support. Cassisi's happy to see it over, and that's where it goes. Good play by Danny Stevens, boys. He could have had a shot for goal, but he said, no, I'm going to go where the coach says to go. That's the top of the square.
Yes, and it obviously wasn't Swatala that kicked that ball before, because he's just running onto the ground as the ball is...
Fellow it was.
Okay, thrown in, the tap down, chance for Westie. Scotty Hahn's got it, the handball is good, gives it over to Loafer. He'll go short, and the mark taken by...
Taylor.
Taylor at half-back for the Bloods. It's been an absolute, well, devastation as far as Westies are concerned today. They've been outpointed on the scoreboard by the Doggies. Last year's premiers have certainly picked up where they left off last season. The ball now taken by Kaziti, gives it over to Toomey. Toomey and further afield gives it now to Rutten. Rutten will kick it up there towards full foot off into the back of his opponent. Went mum. Don't tell me they're going to kick a goal. They are, as the ball goes through for a sausage roll to the Bloods. Their first goal for the second half. 8 goals, 16-64. Central District 23-543.
Well, that was probably the play that Central Districts have been doing all day. West Adelaide have finally learnt something, and they've done exactly the same. Bring it in board through the midfield and then kick it long to the point of the square over the back, and it went through to Munn. Munn ran into an open goal.
Yes, back in the middle of the ground, umpire Fox has got the football. 11 separate goal scorers this afternoon for the Doggies. Shows how well-rounded performance this has been. In the centre of the ground, we will have Marsh will contest against Kynan Ford. Certainly Marsh has the height advantage. Umpire Fox throws a Sherrin into the turf, and it's a good-looking bounce. Marsh with that advantage taps it straight down towards Lothar. He hasn't been their worst player this afternoon. Out towards Backwell, 2 against 1, sees the Doggies come away through Hopwood. Hopwood bangs in towards half forward. The Bello couldn't complete the mark. Good spoil over the back of the pack. Slade was sitting and waiting. He got a left-handed handball towards James Gowans. Outside 50, sells the pup. Releases Hamblin. Run your measure, mate. Kick a goal. And he makes a meal of it. Probably should have done better. 23-6, 144. It's 29 scoring shots to 26. So on that base, you think it's an even contest, but the scoreboard tells a very different story, DB.
Yeah, 24 they've had the Bloods, actually. So the ball kicked up towards half-back, and the mark taken there by Joyce. I'm trying to think what the difference between Joyce is this season and last year. But last season he's had a great big mop of hair. He looked like the wild man from Borneo, but he's had a haircut this year as the ball picked up by the player in question, straight out of bounds on the full. That's been the story of West Adelaide all day today, as the ball taken by Walton. And Walton goes up towards half forward, up in front. Easiest mark in the world, taken by the player there in Hamlin. Gives it to Steinberner, who goes bang and has kicked another goal for the Doggies. 24 goals, 6, 150. First goal for Steinberner. West Adelaide 8-16-64.
Yeah, it was the pressure of the Central District's players there that actually forced the Joyce to kick the ball out of bounds. And that player that put the tackle on was Swatala. He then got the free kick. It went over to the player in Steinberner. Steinberner running into an open goal and went, thank you very much, and kicked another goal. So Central District's now 24 goals, 6, 150 to West Adelaide. 9 goals, 16-64. An absolute whitewash here at Nap Oval.
Yes, Steinberner was the 12th individual goal scorer for the Doggies this afternoon. Good tap down by Big Marsh, stolen over by the Doggies, kicked into attack once again. Ove too familiar this afternoon. Good crumb, however. We'll see Howard bring the ball away for the Bloods. Calling his players up, run down from behind, got support from Joyce. I'll tell you what, they're still running hard, the Doggies. Howard's back in there again, fed it back towards Joyce. Errors are plenty by the Bloods. Steinberner's in and under along with Backwell, fed it out towards Scotty Hahn, by hand towards centre wing. Hicks has got it. He runs his measure, comes back in, releases the teammate in Paul Thomas. Off one step, kicks towards half forward. Good contest and a good spoil by Joyce. Tight on the boundary line. Hopwood's happy to see it over. Boundary throwing between wing and half forward. Members side here at Elizabeth Oval. She's all over, bar the shouting. Has been all over for about 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, 26 minutes gone, courtesy of Ducks Hot Water, and it is Central District's absolutely annihilating West Adelaide.
As Walton takes the ball, kicks it up to half forward. Howard is there to intercept. In fact, it was Cotter taken up over the top, gives it to Lothar. He gets rid of it like a hot potato. Chance now for the Bloods. Toomey's got it on the left boot, in towards the centre of the ground. Players will set themselves. Dre from behind couldn't take the mark. In front, in fact, there's a doggy mark.
Yeah, good mark there
And,
to
Stephen Hay.
Tyson Hay.
Tyson Hay, I should say, kicks the ball on the left boot up towards full forward at the back. It's a doggy mark. Is it no offhand? Jimmy Gowns has got it round the body. Goes Jimmy, but he's away to the right. In fact, it's still in play. It's going to go through for a minor score to the Dogs. They go to 25-6, 151. Westies 8-16, 64.
Again, we had players at the front of the pack there from Central Districts, 2 players to West Adelaide's 0. That's why it came down to James Gowns.
Hahn brought it into the outer side, but he was a bit premature.
No, the 50-metre penalty.
Okay, good call, Smithy. 50-metre penalty. Umpire Day was right on the money there. So Hahn will come down to just outside his defensive 50. And he'll probably go the other side again. He does that, but this time he was too premature because the umpire hadn't blown time back on. So things are winding down here at the Elizabeth Oval.
I tell you what, that's a fair 50-metre penalty. Too lot to be buying block of lands off of this bloke.
Yes, just thinking the same thing.
Ooh,
pretty generous. He's got to give the Blood something because they've...
think about it, it's only just over 50 because there's 10 metres there and he's taken it from the square. So
towards centre wing, it is a very ordinary kick indeed. Chopped off by Guerra. Guerra goes towards right half forward. Swatala's there for the Doggies. He has got players everywhere. He can choose from about 4 different options. The Dogs have stopped running the Bloods have stopped running from about halfway through the second quarter. With the Doggies...
Ever since that indiscretion, Undies...
You're quite right.
Swatala now will line up for... Can he get the 25th goal for the Doggies and his first and become the 13th player to kick a goal for the Doggies? Looks pretty good off the boot, but just fading away. Again, he should learn to kick through the ball rather than trying to steer the ball through. Kicking through the ball with a bit more power will hold its line a lot better. Now, minor score resulted for Central's 24 goals, 8, 152. West Adelaide, 8 goals, 16, 64 tells the tale of the day.
You really couldn't criticise the Doggies kicking today, though, Smitty. I mean, it's been superb compared to Westies. There's been no comparison, really.
It's never waste an opportunity, though, DB.
Right, Evil Roy's got it. Slade, he'll chip it short. Not a good kick. Walton will pick it up. Well, he hasn't picked it up yet. That's how much time he's got. Fumbled, then picked it up. Went bang from outside 50. It's going to go very close, but it's away to the right-hand side. 24 goals, 9. 153. Westies 8, 16, 64. And it's almost as though they haven't got any opponents out there at the moment.
It's looking like that, isn't it? I mean, West Adelaide certainly... when you're chasing and doing that all day, you certainly are always looking more tired than the opposition. And Central Districts have had the run all day, so it certainly is a lot easier to run when you're in front, but nevertheless, West Adelaide will be very, very disappointed with this performance today.
Ball's brought in from the defensive 50 towards Barrett. Barrett got it towards Cassisi. They're on centre wing. And certainly the Dogs are looking a very slick outfit here this afternoon. Mind you, it's always tough to come to Elizabeth, particularly in the recent years, and have a win. Guerra's got it now. Underground handball towards Evil Roy Slade. Options, you can probably pick about 47 options out here at the park at the minute. Swatala released Chris Gowans, gets a favourable bounce around the corner on the right foot. Jeez, it's a good-looking kick for goal. Umpire has not moved 1 iota, and that's a handball for Chris Gowans. 5 goals to him, 25 for the Doggies, 25-9, 159. 9-16-64 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard, and courtesy of Northern Paving Centre. Let's check scores from around the grounds.
Yes, final score, Port Adelaide 10-12-72, defeated the Eagles 6-9-45, and quarter time, South Adelaide 2-2-14, Lee Glenelg 1-1-7. In the cricket, Tasmania 8 for 139. Thanks to the Northern Paving Centre, back to Napa Oval.
And don't forget, coming up straight after this game at around about midnight will be Peter Greco with LeisureLink. 25 goals, 9, 159 on the Torrens Arms Hotel scoreboard. That's Central's leading West Adelaide 8-16-64. The umpire bounces the ball in the centre.
Down it goes, up they go again. Who's going to be out emerging? It's Jimmy Downs. He's got the footy, just ran into a pack and ran out the back. Amazing. Up towards half forward. Dabrowski in front takes the mark for the Bloods. And any side that thought they were going to shake the life out of the premiership, all they've got to do is get over the Dogs, you would think, the way they've started off this season. As the ball's at half back for the Bloods, will come in short, and the mark taken there by Lothar. Lothar will go short in the centre, taken by Howard. He'll go over the top to his teammate back. Well, the handball's a shocker. set him up, and this has allowed Danny Stevens to come in. If he can pick it up, tapped it back out to Steinberg. He'll use his pace, just run away from the no. Handballs over the top. Good support there from the doggies, and Thomas has got it. Centre wing, he'll go up towards half forward. The player all by himself back there in Hopwood, I think it is. No, it's not. It's Walton. Walton will go over the top. Another player loose, and that player is Gimme Gown. Got the handball away into two West Adelaide players. Almost fought for the ball. The handball come out to half back. A chance now for Norman. Went to handball it and then did handball it up towards Joyce. Joyce now back inboard. Gives Hahn, Scotty Hahn, he got it over to Marsh. Marsh gave it to Joyce, who dropped it. A chance now for Howard, who's picked it up. Dodges around Slade. Then goes onto the left foot into the centre. And the mark taken there by Toomey.
Toomey's got it in the middle of the ground. Not a great deal of options. Elects to go to the members' side towards Barrett. Took a good marking between two opponents. Bellows on the mark. Barrett goes in short again to Lothar. He hasn't been one of their worst players. Plays on now. Kick to the top of the square. Scun, use your tools. Looking for Munn. Good-looking kick and found him. It was a good-looking kick. He offered the lead and the on the offer. So Munn, tight in the forward pocket, will have a shot for goal.
But even so there, I mean, leading out to that, to the pocket, I mean, he's deep in the forward pocket. He's got a pretty tight angle. They should be leading up the front of the field, the point of the square, because that gives them an opportunity to kick straight at goal. It's a very difficult angle he's got. He's got to kick from around about 35 metres out on about a 60-degree angle. And Munn comes in. He's already kicked the goal. The drop punt's on its way. Looks going like it's going way past the front of the goal, and it's gone through for another minor score for the Bloods. 8 goals, 17, 65. They trail Central District's 25 goals, 9, 159. And we know that Peter Greco has got Leisure Leagues waiting, and will be the lights on out here in a minute, I'll tell you.
Well, the ball with Tyson Hay, who's going to bring it back into play. A bit of poetry there for you as he kicks it to centre half back. Beautiful kick, and he can mix. He was just strolling to centre half back like he's out running in a picnic on a Sunday afternoon as the siren goes to end what could only be described as a very impressive performance.